சோர்ஸ் ஆன் பண்ணிட்டேன், மைக் ஆன் பண்ணுறேன் சார். சார் ஆங்கிள் மாற்றி வச்சுருக்கேன் பாருங்கள் சார். இல்லை ஆங்கிள் மாற்றிருக்கேன் சார், மாற்றிருக்கேன், ஆங்கிள் மாற்றிருக்கேன் பாருங்கள். கேமரா முன்னாடி சார். ஓகே, ஆங்கிளை சேஞ்ச் பண்ணி வச்சுருக்கேன். மெக்கானிக்ஸ் காட்டுங்க. இல்லை மெக்கானிக்ஸ் அந்த பிளாக் கலர் போர்டு காட்டு. ஆமாம் இப்போ ப்ரெசென்ட் அதான் ஒரு நிமிஷம். ஓகேங்களா சார்? ஓகே.
It's Saturday and I won't be long. Gonna paint my nails, put my high heels on. It's Saturday and you feel when your feet hit the pavement. Keep on reaching, hold on to what you believe in. Don't go.
Okay, okay. Seconds close பண்ணிட்டாங்க. Seconds.
Good evening, everybody. We will resume shortly. We kindly request the guests to please be seated.
Later, seconds.
Sir? No, sir.
Seconds. ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಯಾರು ಅವರು
I'm in KMCT, Kerala. I used to come for reviews.
ஆல் அவுட் எல்சிடி பேனல் மட்டும்னால வந்துச்சு எல்லாமே ஆல் அவுட் செகண்ட்ஸ் மட்டும்தான் கொடுத்துருந்தாங்க.
In Katangalotta campus. Katang. That's good.
If I'm right at Muslim, sorry.
சுஜித்து என்ன பண்ணுற? Mani.
My place. Hey, Giri.
மைக் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காக ஆஃப் ஆகிடும். சொல்லுங்க. நான் அனுப்பிச்சி விட்றேன். இல்லைங்களா? அனுப்பிச்சி விட்றேன். நான் நாளைக்கு அனுப்பிச்சி விட்றேன். சுத்தமாக இன்புட் 2 மேலே ஏற்றுங்க. ஸ்ட்ரீமிங் அப்படியே போயிட்டு தானே.
We request the dignitaries to please take their seats on the dais. We have with us our chief guest, Shri P.R. Mehta, the former president of Council of Architecture, India. Welcome, sir. Professor Krishna Rao Jasim, the founder and the foundation head of sorry, sir. Shri D.S. Ramakrishna Rao, mentor and advisor of GSSS School of Architecture for Women, Mysore. Dr. Satish Kumar, member of the Council of Architecture, New Delhi. Our Honorable Chairman, Shri N. Murli Kumaran.
A very good evening to one and all present here. We are very pleased to welcome you all to the National Educational Conclave 2021, a platform to discuss the policies and reforms of the NEP 2020. We extend our gratitude to you all for being here with us today amidst the tough situations at hand. National Educational Policy 2020 envisions an India-centric education system that provides high-quality education to all, thereby transforming India into a sustainable, equitable, and vibrant knowledge society in the world. To proceed further, I request our guests and dignitaries to kindly come forward to light the lamp.
Dipajyotir
Thank you. I now request Honorable Chief Guest, Honoring Chairman Sri N. Murali Kumaran to come forward and deliver the welcome address.
Good evening to one and all. My heartfelt thanks for President Habib Khan for consenting to join in this meet. I welcome Mr. P.R. Mehta, who happens to be my guide and philosopher for the last 20 years. And in every sphere, he has guided me in terms of the education system in India. I have experienced him as to what he is and his knowledge is, not only in the field of architecture, but also in the educational system in India. Many may not know that he was the first one to propose, almost in the year 2004 or 5, the multiple exit and entry system with certification and every level when he was in AICTE. And thereafter, of course, he had it implemented in IGNOU as advisor of one of its largest courses. And now that has become the policy after almost 16 years or 17 years of what he spoke now in the national education policy. And I should say, he would be the best person to discuss this policy. Welcome, sir. Welcome to. Professor Jaisim. All of you know about him more than me. But one surprisingly shocking information I should give about Mr. Jaisim. Do you know that what he did when we started the post-graduation course, he enrolled himself as the first student here. Many of you don't know that. All right. Still you may be longing to know whether he has completed it or not. I don't know. Unfortunately, Anna University said he is not eligible after he wrote the examinations. They said he doesn't have a consolidated mark sheet, therefore he cannot be permitted to continue with the post-graduation. That is our educational system. See the pathetic state of it. Person like Professor Jaisim, they say you are ineligible because you don't have a consolidated mark system. Because at that point of time in Anna University, they didn't have the consolidated mark system. And we fought it through the court and all, and they said, no, we want that, otherwise we are not permitting. This is our system. Now, that is sought to be a revamped, set right in the new educational policy. And therefore, he being a straight victim of the system would be the another appropriate person to discuss about it here. Welcome, sir. I welcome Professor Ramakrishna Rao. Sir, after I heard about you just before, I welcome you to be in our institution also as its advisor and mentor, so that we would also be benefited more as what GSS is benefited. I heard about it, that the effort and which he has put into that institution as an advisor, as a mentor. Welcome, sir. May I welcome Dr. Satish, member, Council of Architecture. It was incidentally a coincidence that it was Satish, Dr. Satish Kumar, who picked up Mr. P.R. Mehta from the Madras airport and brought him to my office when the first dispute arose between AICTE and Council of Architecture. He was the person, and again he is here along with him in the dais. Welcome, sir. And I also welcome Madam Prakriti Mehta. And one information I also told Madam that I will share here is that I know Prakriti Mehta as a girl, young girl. And she used to ask me, whenever I go to meet Mr. Mehta, to bring me the cassettes of A.R. Rahman. I don't know whether she forgot it or not. I recollects it. I was surprised. During that time, A.R. Rahman was not even doing music in Hindi. And I asked Mr. Mehta, sir, does she understand Tamil? Why she wants it? I asked. No, he said, she likes the music. But I did not understand anything great about that at that point of time when the first two pictures came. We thought it is usual, yet another music director. But she found something great in that at that age. Yes, the aptitude for music and art seems to be inbuilt as the daughter of Mr. P.R. Mehta. Welcome, madam. And this meet takes its importance into its own fold because it not only brings forth the new educational policy, a great change in the educational system in India, but at the same time, since its implementation is stage-wise, it is necessary for all the stakeholders to understand as to at each stage what are the implications, are the benefits on the students, how the faculty have to gear up to meet the challenges, and incidentally more important is also that how the establishment or the management should also be prepared to meet out the changes. Therefore, we thought it is important to convene a conclave on this aspect for discussions. Therefore, I and all the delegates here who have come to attend this are welcome, sir. I once again welcome everyone here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the encouraging words. We are very pleased to have among us the former President of the Council of Architecture, India, our very prevailing Chief Guest, Sri Premendra Raj Mehta. I now call upon our Dean, Professor G. Selvakumar, to honor him. Thank you, sir. A well-known academician with over 4 decades of experience in the architectural field, we are honored to welcome Dr. D.S. Ramakrishna Rao. I now request our HOD, Dr. Sanil Kumar, to acknowledge our guest to honor Dr. D.S. Ramakrishna Rao. Thank you, sir. The former chairman of the Indian Institute of Architects and a huge inspiration to the generation of younger architects. We are pleased to welcome Dr. K. Jaisam. I request our Dean, Professor G. Selvakumar, to acknowledge him. Thank you, sir. We have among us today Dr. Satish Kumar, a well-known teacher, architect with 22 years of experience in this field. I now request our principal, Professor N. Saravanan, to acknowledge the guest of honor.
Thank you, sir. I now request our chief guest, Shri Premendra Raj Mehta, to come forward to address the gathering.
Mr. Murali Kumaran, my friend Jai Sim, Dr. Ramakrishna Rao, Satish, Council of Architecture member, Zoya, my old friend from school days at SPA, distinguished heads of the institution, teachers, students. First of all, let me thank Uti School and the organizers of this conclave for choosing to invite me here. This is one place where I thought I would like to visit, heard a lot about this school, heard a lot about the activities of the school from Mr. Murali Kumaran time and again at different occasions, but actually never had an opportunity to come and see its setting and the quality of work the students are doing here. Today I had a chance, Dean had taken me across to an exhibition set up by the school, and what was heartening to know was that the students have done excellent work, but teachers have also done excellent work, and their work was also on display, and one could see that here is one school where teachers are also students, teachers are also competitors, teachers set benchmarks for standards for students, and they all come here to learn together. So I think that speaks very high of an institution where a teacher also is part of the faculty. So the real meaning of faculty is that there is a teacher, there is a student, there is a library, there is a school, there is a campus. This is a faculty where everyone is joining. So I'm greatly pleased to be here. With whatever little experience I have had at this moment, I'm very, very pleased to be here. Coming to the conference, I think national education policy has been in discussion for years. Government had been thinking over and over again over almost 30 years, last education policy being in 1986, that there be a review, there be a change, there be something which is relevant with the changing time. And government had set up one knowledge commission some 15 years ago, which actually did not go far, and one by one all the members resigned, thinking that it is a government which wishes to impose a particular thinking over the educational system and not looking at it objectively. But then some of the teachers, some of the academicians who always thought that whatever they had been doing for years is not relevant today and it must be relooked. And that brought about a document, what we now call NEP 2020, which was in public domain for many years, to receive comments, suggestions from different quarters as to how education could become liberal, equitable in that sense of liberalism, and accessible to all. So that was the whole idea, that with whatever structural system of higher education we have had, it is not reaching everyone. Everyone does not have access to it, be it the process of admission, be it the number of seats available, or be it the disciplines, be it my interest. And there was a thought that we must look at our past, we must look at our future, and in the present scenario, what can we do? There was a time where somebody could do a metric in one subject alone. But then the secondary education system came and they said minimum 5 papers you have to do, 5 subjects you have to study. My mother studied only one in Hindi, metric in Hindi, and it was called Ratan from Lahore University. And she took a lot of pride that, yes, I'm matriculate in Hindi. She would say that. So it was the choice of a student at that time to choose what he wanted to study. And the structure of the higher education offered that opportunity. But gradually, compartmentalization took place. We had commerce stream, science stream, humanities stream. And you don't know whether you like physics, chemistry, and mathematics all 3 together, or you simply like only physics, or simply mathematics. So these opportunities started dwindling. Compartmentalization and the quantum, both were defined. That you remain in this jacket, and this much minimum you need to do to move forward. And then some people realize that maybe this is not the best system, that it is not letting everybody access higher education. So the rethinking. So I thought it is a very good chance to be here, discuss with you all, maybe focus ourselves on architectural education. But more importantly, it is the structure of the education, higher education, which is a new policy direction has been given. Implementation may take, one is a long time, and second is maybe a lot of detailing before it becomes implementable. But it is giving us a mind of some people who have thought about it, who have thought something about the future of the nation, future of those who want to learn, maybe a structural shift from teaching to maybe learning in a higher educational system. So it is time that we all start thinking about it and maybe offer more detailed suggestions to the government, maybe relevant to our education, maybe relevant to allied education, because time and again this policy says holistic approach, multidisciplinary approach, cross-disciplinary approach, practical approach, employability. You see, there are a number of words which have been repeatedly used in this document, which gives us a sense of the thinking of what is in the mind of government. And I think it is time that we choose for ourselves that, okay, if our education needs to flourish, our profession needs to flourish through an educational system, what is its demand? And can we look at it in a very simplistic manner and make education a means of improving our own habitat? That if the benefit of education will reach people, I'm sure that our habitat would get improved. And we could be players in the subject which we know. If it becomes cross-disciplinary or multidisciplinary or transdisciplinary, whatever, that if the compartmentalization in whatever sense, if it could be broken, maybe there would be others who would be taking higher education but would be appreciative or understanding of the implication of or the benefit this education can provide to the society, so that wherever one is, he would have appreciation of what others can do and what others can contribute, and maybe we have a better society, we have a better habitat tomorrow. I'm sure we all would hear a lot from Jaisim, his experience, from Dr. Ramakrishna Rao, and then, of course, all of you who would be participating in discussions or engaging yourself in discussion today and tomorrow. I'm sure we'll come out with something good at the end of it, which could be our recommendation to Council of Architecture, Habib has been extremely good to agree to be part of this conference, and he's perhaps the first one from a statutory body point of view, the first statutory body which actually responded to NEP 2020 when the regulation 2020 were being made for architecture. So Habib took that initiative very quickly while even the NEP was in discussion. He picked up that whatever could be implemented in a short time since he took as the president of the council, he tried to get it incorporated in the regulation 20 of Council of Architecture, and him being in the helm of affair, I think we have a very good chance of making suggestions with reasoning that they may see the light of reality and implementation in a very near future. So with these words, I thank Uti School of Architecture once again for inviting me and wishing this conference all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now request our Honorable Chairman, Shri N. Murli Kumaran, to honor the heads of institutions. Dr. Satish Kumar, the Dean of SRM University. Architect Sarvana Raja, the HOD, SRM University. Architect Babu Rajeshwaran, RVS School of Trichy. Architect Sendil Kumar, K. School of Architecture, Trichy. Architect Raghuram Raj, Dhanalakshmi Srinivasan School of Architecture. Architect Lakshmana Raj, Director, NR School of Architecture. Dr. Sita, HOD, Adyaman Engineering College. Architect Prakash Babu, KMCT College, Calicut. Dr. Parisutha Rajan, Director, Midas. Architect Satish Kumar, HOD, AMS Academy. Architect Giri Rajan, Principal, AMS Academy. Architect Vetrivel Kumaran, Principal, RVS School of Architecture, Coimbatore. Architect GP Satish, KMCT College, Director. Thank you, sir. As an innovative, hands-on architecture and design school in India, McGinn's Ooty School of Architecture offers a student-centric learning environment along with access to a faculty of highly experienced practitioners. From the founding principles of architecture to the latest trends in sustainability and design aesthetics to developing technical and leadership skills, MOSA exposes you to practice-oriented curriculum as you pursue a degree in architecture, digital media arts, or construction management to achieve your professional goals. We now have a presentation about the college. We shall have a break for 10 minutes and resume with the cultural programs.
Yeah, I request everyone to be seated. We will have a presentation right now. We're just setting up the projector. It'll just take 2 minutes. Please be seated. I request all guests to be seated. We will be starting the presentation in exactly 2 minutes.
Kamachi. Tina, sir. Kamachi and Tina, sir. Okay, sir. Moving on to the lighter side of the event, let's resume with one of the most awaited events for today, the cultural programs. Hope you would love this evening as our students have put together various programs to keep you thrilled and entertained. Let's begin this event with Tina and Kamachi with a big round of applause as they will be singing for us today.
We request all architects to come and sit. We request all dignitaries to please take your seats. We will be starting the culturals program. We request everyone to kindly take your seats.
தனியாக தவிக்கின்றேன் துணை வேண்டாம் அன்பே போ பிணமாக நடக்கின்றேன் உயிர் வேண்டாம் தூரம் போ வாராயோ வாராயோ காதல் கொல்ல பூவோடு பேசாத காற்றே இல்ல காதல் பிரதர் எனக்கு நெஞ்சுக்குள்ளே கிறுக்கு உன்னில் ஏதோ இருக்கு சொல்லன் மேல் இஷ்டமா నేను వాలిని చీర मन का प्याला जनकाई मधुशाला मेरा चैन रैन नैन अपने साथ ले गया got the man with the plan right here bring swag with the man right here living up and sipping on beer yeah clap for the man right here तुझ में रब दिखता है यारा मैं क्या करूं सजदे सर झुकता है यारा मैं क्या करूं பூக்கள் பூத்த தருணம் மாதவனே பார்த்ததாரும் இல்லையே अपने करम की करनाए कर दे इधर भी तू निगाहे सुन रहा கண்ணை விட்டு கண்ணம் பட்டு எங்கோ போனாய் என் கண்ணீரே என் கண்ணீரே रांझन दे यार बुलया सुन ले पुकार बुलया तू ही तो यार बुलया मुर्शिद मेरा யாரும் கேட்க எது ஒன்றை நான் கேட்டேன் உன்னை அதை தந்தால் நன்றி பிடிவாதம் இன்றி நீ தந்தால் நன்றி துளி துளிரே துளி காலம் கேட்டேன் துளி காதல் கேட்டேன் துளி காமம் கேட்டேன் மறுவே மறக்காதே நீ எந்த அழகியே நின்னி 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 நீ 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 அழகியே
I call upon Angela Robin from second year to grace us with a dance performance.
Thank you.
जटाटवीकलज्जलप्रवाहपावितस्थले कलेवलम्ब्यलम्बितां भुजङ्गतुङ्गमालिकातवड्डमड्डमड्डमन्निनादवड्डमर्वयं चकारचण्डताण्डवं तनोतु नः शिव 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 पठन् स्मरन् ब्रुवन्नरो विशुद्धिमेति सन्ततं हरे गुरौ सुभक्तिमाशु याति नान्यथा गतिं विमोहनं हि देहिनां सुशङ्करस्य चिन्ता विमोहनं हि देहिनां सुशङ्करस्य चिन्ता विमोहनं हि देहिनां सुशङ्करस्य चिन्ता
We keep it Indian. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead.
Thank you, Angelia, for that wonderful performance. The next event is another musical performance by the Nightingales of our college. So put your hands together for Nivedita, Sanjeevani, and Mystica.
ஆசையில் ஓடி வந்தேன். தேங்க்யூ.
Thank you, guys. Let's welcome the hip-hop group of our college. They will be entertaining us on the latest hip-hop tracks. Put your hands together for Gokul, Wesley, Jeris, Frederick, Abhinaya, Surakshna, Sneha, Isha, and Vino.
Five, four, three, two, one.
Abusadamente. 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 Aumenta essa porra aí. É tudo na conta.
வல்லவராய நம்ம மீது படையெடுத்து வருகிறார். வெற்றிவேல் சொல்லுங்களா வீரவேல் என்று படையை கிளப்புங்கள்.
இந்த ஆஸ்ட்ரிச் தெரியுமா? நெருப்புக்கோழி இப்படி இருக்கும். நெருப்புக்கோழி அது ஒரு முட்டை பாத்திரியா? வாவ் வாவ் வாவ்.
உங்க மனச போட்டு, உங்களோட கிட்னி போட்டு, உங்க லிவர் போட்டு, எல்லாத்தையுமே போட்டு போட்டு போட்டு.
அந்த பாட்டு வந்து என் நண்பன் பாடின பாட்டு.
டாடி மாஸ்டர்
ஏ பச்சைக்கிளி யாராவ?
சிவா சிவாய போற்றி.
ஏண்டா
இன்னும் பயிற்சி வேண்டுமோ?
போதும்பா, ஆஃப் பண்ணிடலாமா?
இப்போ எப்படி ஆஃப் பண்றேன் பாரு.
Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Being norm, 그위에 나는 norm. Baby, baby, 나는 more 좀 아는 norm. Being norm, 그위에 나는 norm. Baby, baby, 나는 more 좀 아는 norm. What I'm saying? 오빤 Gangnam Style. 오빤 Gangnam Style. 오빤 Gangnam Style.
How about another dance performance that will make you want to dance along? Here comes Shruti, Divyadarshini and Mystika to entertain us.
주누다 딩다 그러다가 주누다 딩다 그러다가 주누다 둠다 둠다나나나나 둠둠다나나나나 둠둠마가빠 둠둠다나나 데라나나나나나 둠둠마가사 라이다 둠다다라디라나나나나나나 다다그르다 둠다다그르다 둠다그르다 둠둠둠다나나나 데라나나나나 둠 그다나 디라나 Gama gama maga ma ba maga sani sa Dane tirana Gama gama maga ma ba maga sani sa Dane tirana Gama gama maga ma ba maga sani sa Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead.
நம்ம யார் வம்புக்கும் போறது இல்ல, யார் தும்புக்கும் போறது இல்ல. நம்ம உண்டு நம்ம சோழி உண்டுன்னு போயிடுறது.
அள்ளி அணைக்குது விரலு, பேர சொல்ல மட்டும்தானே குரலு. நீ பகலு பேச்சில் சாரல் அடிக்குது வெயிலு உன் கண்ணு பட்டா காணா போகும் புயலு
ஒண்டி வீர நானடி உனக்கேத்த ஆளும் தானடி உன் பட்டு பட்டு கண்ணும் தொட்டு தொட்டு முத்தம் வெப்பம் பாரடி வெற்றி வேலோ நானடி வெளிவசம் போட மாட்டடி உன் அத்த அத்த பத்த முத்திரத்தினத்த மிஞ்ச யாரடி
என்ன பொழப்பு மனுஷன் இன்னைக்கு இருப்பான் நாளைக்கு இருப்பான் நாளை கழிச்சு ஊருக்கு போடாம இருக்கேன் அங்க என் தங்கச்சிக்கு சடங்கு
We have another exciting dance performance by Janani, Anushri, Pratyaksha, Srinidhi, Rakshna, Kokila, Gautam and Ajay from first year.
You. Cheer. Let's go. Yeah.
क्या रे सेटिंगा वेंगे मामा ಒತ್ತೆಲ ನಿಕ್ಕ ಇಲ್ಲಿರದ ಮೊತ್ತಮ ವಾಂಗಲ
ஸ்டெப்புக்கு எல்லாரும் வலது கால தூக்கிடுங்க.
நெக்ஸ்ட் மாஸ்டர்.
நெக்ஸ்ட் சப்பு சுப்பு ஜும் ஜும்க்கு சப்பு சுப்பு ஜும். அந்த ஸ்டெப்புக்கு அட் a டைம்ல எல்லாரும் ரெண்டு காலையும் தூக்கிடுங்க.
We now have a presentation about our college.
A warm welcome to Mr. N. Murali Kumar, Chairman of the McGann's Ooty School of Architecture. First MOU under this new program will be signed with McGann's Ooty School of Architecture, which was started in 2008 under the chairmanship of Sri N. Murali Kumar.
basic design and the technical skills through interactive exercises.
The teaching methodology we follow is showing students step-by-step process of the video of the exercises and giving brief explanation of the same.
The exercise modules, which also involve working models, are formulated well in advance and are carefully sequenced to improve their quality of work.
We maintain a record of the feedback from students where they have responded positively to the course and found a significant improvement in their design abilities.
Hi, I'm Gautam Sunil and I'm from Trivandrum, Kerala, and I'm studying in Megan School of Architecture, Ooty. FSDS, the foundation studio for design students. Well, FSDS came in like a surprise. Even though it was hectic and was not part of our academic syllabus, it has given us a foundation on drawing and concepts on how to visualize and understand shapes in different angles. I still remember our assemblage assignment in which we had a lot of fun and how we spent a lot of time just to get a new shape which we haven't seen yet. So I'm pretty sure that the time we spent for FSDS will be helpful throughout the 5 years of VR courses.
Generally, in architectural education, particularly in the higher semesters, portfolios are considered to be very important. But in first year, we prioritize on the process more than the end product.
After we came into the field of architecture, our perspective of seeing even the basic things has changed. As a result, we have developed originality, creativity, and skill. We understood architecture as a gateway to new dimension where we can create and see things to a new manner.
And then we learned about positive and negative space where imagination and creativity comes into play.
The exercises we have in first year primarily focus on three things: observation, exploration, and application. We expose students to these techniques that helps them in approaching architectural design subsequently.
In the first year, we also make sure all the students orient themselves to the scope of art as architecture. We incorporate theoretical concepts of architectural history into art exercises like model making.
Also important in first year, we bring in concept of mathematics and architectural drawing, which is fundamental to the skill set required in the future semesters.
In second year, we make sure the students undergo a smooth transition from basic design concepts into the architectural design specifically.
To be more sensitive towards spatial association with anthropometry, we undertake a rural study that exposes the students to the impact of architectural design on human to settlement level.
Subjects like climatology help students to design spaces that incorporate the ideas of thermal comfort.
Also in this year, we introduced different techniques suitable for practical planning and construction of building projects in depth.
We felt a significant shift coming into the second year and exploring architectural design in detail. Our faculties ensure that we adapt well to the new concept we are exposed to.
We were taught various theoretical concepts such as thermal comfort, structural system, etc. that refined our design abilities.
College has always relied on all-round development for the students, making them realize their full potential as social beings. The college has a great resource in the Alumni Association and has keen adding on to it with its great initiatives such as Alumni Meet, conferences, in-house publications, among others. This has brought about an active cultural glimpse of which can be seen in the organization of events and participation of students in these meets.
In third year, there is a major shift towards the technical aspects of architectural design, where the students are more conscious about the structure and services by default, having in mind the practicality.
Subjects like building services helps students figure out operational challenges associated with build spaces.
This is also a time where we concentrate on developing the site planning skills of the students, with the project skills being relatively larger than the previous semesters.
When we started our third year architectural design, we were educated more on the practicality of building construction that goes hand in hand with the design process.
We took on large-scale projects such as housing development, office complexes, etc. that taught us the importance of site planning.
In the fourth year, we prepare the students to come up with more site contextual design, particularly in the urban context. This helps students to conceptualize design solutions at various levels of the built environment.
The students undertake an intensive data collection process in the site itself, a specific city that is chosen every year, and tools such as surveys, interviews, and photo documentations are employed in this process.
With this conceptual information, the students are able to design more efficiently and site-specifically. The focus of creating more interactive spaces in their design.
This particular stint in architectural design also makes students aware about the scope and possibilities in the field of urban design as a career option in the future.
For our urban design studio this year, we undertook a structured survey and data collection study of 9 peri-urban settlements in Coimbatore.
We surveyed streets, junctions, and neighborhoods and identified issues faced by the local people through interviews.
We compiled this data and came up with the creative design interventions to improve the quality of life of the community.
Thesis is the culmination of knowledge acquired over the semesters, inculcated with the spirit of research in architecture.
We facilitate the students with a coherent line of independent thinking and let them express the very clear agendas for their own projects.
We offer the students an opportunity to experiment through the various tools and technologies of their own interest with the support of mentors.
Based on accepted norms with the consideration of social impact, which is well analyzed throughout the critical perspective, that would help strengthen their thesis process.
Our supervisors have guided us really well regardless of the pandemic, and we feel really grateful for them.
A thesis was when we got to explore and come up with innovative ideas and technological improvements, and supervisors motivate us to think outside the box.
We've been trying to innovate and improve architectural education through systematic integration of research and analysis in various stages of design. We have organized setting up of our own online platform and even tried including different applications to supplement the concept of information for students even during the lockdown. Now the design pedagogy also includes interactive systems and tries to improve their acumen in grasping and integrating social skills, communications and discussions. This has been always our attempt, and the SEP McGinn's Association is one of the many steps leading to this.
Now I request all the guests to come towards the stage. We will be arranging a set of 2 rows of chairs. We'll be having a group photo session first with the guests. Then we'll have a group photo session with all the students. This is the first time we have all the 5 years of this college here. Okay, so first the guests. So we are arranging 2 rows of chairs. So the guests are requested to come forward. All the conference attendees. Thank you. I request all the guests to come forward. As a request to all our guests, we have some more names left for the evening to felicitate. So our chairman, Shri N. Murli Kumaran, is going to felicitate the remaining guests as the second part of the program, and that will be the conclusion. And after that, we have a photo op with the students, faculty, and all the students. But before that, I invite some of the guests.
Architect Ganesh Babu, the principal of Aditya College, Bangalore. Architect Kristin Frick from Chennai. Architect Raja Trichy. Architect Sridharan from Salem. Architect Vijay Krishna from Chennai. Architect Anup Menon from Ooty. Architect Ganesh Jogi from Ooty. Architect Prabhakar from Coimbatore. Architect Rajiv, Adyaman College, Hosur. Architect Manikandan, San Academy, Coimbatore. Architect Kishore, Adyaman College, Hosur. Architect Sitarasan, Adyaman, Hosur. Architect Arvind from Chennai. Architect Mohan Kumar from Salem. Architect Abdul Kader from Chennai. Architect Arun from Salem. Architect Satish Kumar. Architect Arun from Salem. Thank you, everyone. Now I call all the faculty and students to come forward for a group photograph with the chairman. I request Sorry. Architect Zoheb from Salem. We welcome architect Zoheb from Chennai. Architect Karthikeyan from Coimbatore. Mr. Mohanraj from Aspire Nata Coaching Center. Thank you, everyone. I request all the students to kindly come forward for a group photograph. All students. We call the final year students to come forward. And we also request the faculties to come forward for the group photograph.
Fifth years, please hurry up.